Mafia the Definitive Edition by Hangar 13 truly stands out as one of the most acclaimed video game remakes I can recall. It remarkably transformed the original, cementing its place as a very unconventional and special title for me. I vividly remember playing it at launch and coming so incredibly close to the Platinum Trophy, but fuck that car race. With Mafia the Old Country on the horizon, I felt compelled to revisit this particular game before moving on to the subsequent entries in the series. Please note, for the purpose of this video, I'll be looking at Mafia the Definitive Edition as a standalone experience, not a remake as most people do. Hence, I will not evaluate it against the original game because I never played it. A fun tidbit, I was merely 1 year old when that was released. Alright, enough preamble, let's dive straight in. One of the most striking achievements of this game is undoubtedly the setting and the presentation. Mafia Definitive Edition takes place in a fictional city of Lost Heaven during the 1930s Prohibition era. Lost Heaven itself is a character. This city is a fusion, mostly drawing inspiration from 1930s Chicago with sprinkles of San Francisco and New York here and there. This city works like an illusion on the player, something very rarely seen in our medium. While it might look like a sprawling open-world sandbox, Lost Heaven functions more as an elaborate, incredibly detailed movie set. A movie set that allows passageway to a linear, story-driven experience, with this city serving as an alluring and authentic backdrop to Tommy Angelo's rise and fall within the Salieri crime family. This makes the game's visual feast all the more impressive. Honestly, you would be hard-pressed to tell at first glance that this world is hollow, precisely because of how hyper-detailed it is. From minute one, the city breathes with an undeniable sense of place and time. It's a vivid historical tableau, brought to life by the authentic interwar architecture, the precisely period-accurate vehicles, and those wonderfully bustling streets, completely adorned with billboards and storefronts. Driving through its districts, you will encounter diverse environments, from the industrial docks and working-class neighborhoods to the more affluent areas and bustling downtown. While the daytime is obviously impressive, it's when the game transitions to night that it truly becomes breathtaking, insane even. The lighting system is a marvel, with dynamic light sources such as vibrant neon signs, piercing car headlights, and soft street lamps casting realistic illumination that profoundly enhances the atmosphere. This is especially true during the game's many stunning night and rainy sequences. What unfolds is a veritable neon-soaked cityscape of madness, and when the rain falls, it creates expansive puddles across the city, each one a canvas for the neon and reflections to bounce and gleam with intoxicating brilliance. It's truly baffling how they achieved this without modern tech like ray tracing. This relentless emphasis on volumetric lighting and reflections constructs a dense, moody, and utterly convincing urban environment. It truly is something else entirely, and that meticulous detail extends to every single thing in this world. From the magazine collectibles scattered across this beautiful city, which are perfectly time-accurate and seamlessly integrated, to the newspapers and the radio broadcasts, correctly establishing the ongoing depression. The radio broadcast reminds me, the original score of this game is outstanding. I wish I could use it in this video without copyright strike. It's like Hangar 13 has thought of everything. The wonder of its technical achievements are far from over. Next up, the character models are simply stunning, particularly evident during cinematics. These cinematics, by the way, serve as the perfect culmination of our gameplay, much like you'd expect from other great linear, story-driven games. What's more, they're incredibly skilled at establishing the dramatic narrative and driving engaging story beats, to the point where I often become completely engrossed in the voice actors' exceptional performances. There's so much drama and depth to every scene, every interaction. Let me give you just one particular example out of many. In this scene where Frank is mentoring Tommy, I was so enthralled by the weight and drama of the moment after some very heavy plot points that my eyes were absolutely glued to the screen.
But you, Tommy, you could run this town someday.
Well, I appreciate that, Frank.
Indeed, the voice acting and the cinematics is unequivocally first-rate, adding significant depth and gravitas to the characters and the very story itself, which we will dissect in much greater detail in a little while. To conclude, the setting of Lost Heaven and its presentation are where Mafia the Definitive Edition truly shines. These are its undeniable strengths, effectively serving as the conduit through which its brilliant narrative is truly brought to life. Together, they craft a rich, authentic, and visually stunning journey that pulls you directly into the heart of a classic gangster narrative, making it a remarkable achievement that stands tall even without comparison to the original. Now, for the main event, let's explore the story and its compelling characters. Just a heads up, I'll be taking a good long while on this chapter. Why? Because this is the undeniable soul of this game. The very element that makes it so singularly special and deeply memorable. Be warned, major spoilers lie ahead. At its very core, Mafia Definitive Edition crafts a narrative woven around the powerful themes of ambition, loyalty, and the true, grim cost of crime. This is a quintessential mob story, pulling expertly from the very best of its genre. And at its absolute center, indeed its beating heart, stands our protagonist, Tommy Angelo. The game immediately thrusts us into this man's eventual downfall, showing him talking to a detective, desperately trying to buy himself and his family a way out, immediately creating an emotional resonance for this character. This setup forms the entire game's overarching structure, with Tommy's informant perspective serving as the lens through which we see and play the unfolding narrative. It all begins with Tommy Angelo living the life of a hardworking average Joe. But a chance encounter quickly ensnares him in the gangster world of the Salieri crime family. His initial reluctance is palpable, he's an outsider, his moral compass slowly corroding under the allure of easy money and a twisted sense of belonging. We witness his deep internal struggle as he grapples with escalating violence and moral compromises. This is effectively an underdog story, and for me, it's the narrative's strongest element. I champion Tommy Angelo. I wish for his success, for him to earn the Don's trust, to win the car race and establish his reputation, and to become involved with Luigi's daughter Sarah. His immediate relatability hooks me from the very start. Tommy Angelo is portrayed as the lesser evil of the Salieri crew. The narrative artfully portrays his perpetual struggle, revealing his constant navigation between the forces of good and evil during its most weighty scenes.
You ain't that lucky, bastard.
Wait. No!
The game's incredibly well-made cinematics brilliantly convey Tommy's inner turmoil, visible in his eyes and body language. Key moments highlight this. His inability to shoot an enemy, recognizing it's not truly him. His surprising decision to spare Frank, a man who deceived him, after witnessing another man protecting his family, a sin that mirrors his own life.
God damn you, Frank.
And the heartbreaking realization that a woman will die from his planted bomb. Her daughter's distress perhaps reminding him of Sarah. The story relentlessly challenges Tommy, and by extension the player. His loyalty to the crime family ensnares him in illicit activities, yet Sarah remains a powerful symbol, constantly reminding him of the possibility of a normal life.
Okay, what'd you do?
We're just feeling lucky, so.
Got that right, champ.
This intrinsic connection makes Tommy Angelo and Mafia Definitive Edition synonymous. It is without a doubt his definitive tale. Despite the story's singular focus on Tommy, its supporting cast is remarkably strong, enriching both Tommy Angelo's character and the overall narrative. We see a relationship blossom with Don Salieri, with Tommy becoming his favorite associate. It's a pity we don't visually experience their relationship's full conclusion. It was sort of left for imagination.
Drunkards get sloppy, Tom. I didn't want you to make a mistake we couldn't live with.
Frank Coletti, initially a mentor, quickly betrays the family, but he's still one of the most memorable characters, marking Tommy's first realization that he has joined the wrong ship. Sam and Polly are arguably the most vital characters beyond Tommy. Both are brilliantly portrayed and unfailingly loyal. Their limited character development isn't a detraction, as the story is fundamentally Tommy's journey. Polly, however, receives a deeply moving farewell. I truly felt his longing to escape, a desire ultimately prevented by Sam's inevitable deception.
But we do this? I get enough scratch to finally get out? Who knows?
You're not built for the domestic life, Polly. 6 months in, you'll put a bullet in your brain out of boredom.
Sam's role as the mole was predictable, given his consistently sinister aura. Beyond the main cast, several other strong characters deserve recognition. There's Ralph, the ever-reliable vehicle expert, always ready to lend a hand. We also have Vinny, the likable firearms specialist, often portrayed as the brain behind the operations. And of course, Sarah is one of the most vital characters. Despite her limited screen time, she's the driving force behind Tommy's bombastic yet sad journey. My only minor criticism of the story is that I wished the Mafia conflict with the Morello family had been more fully developed. Aside from a few assassination missions and cutscenes here and there, it felt largely sidelined. However, I respect the narrative's choice to keep Tommy's moral compass as its central focus. This aspect strongly reminded me of Red Dead Redemption 2. That game, despite its many intricate elements, never loses sight of its central character. The absolute greatest commendation I can offer the story of Mafia Definitive Edition is its flawless pacing. It is so pitch perfect that I never once felt disconnected from the unfolding narrative. The game maintains a relentless forward momentum, consistently delivering stunning story beats, profound emotional resonance, and exhilarating gameplay. We will touch on the gameplay a little bit later. Though roughly 10 hours long, this story is packed with at least 5 to 6 truly unforgettable moments. Notable among these are the visceral restaurant shootout during Tommy and Don Salieri's ill-fated lunch, the tense cruise ship assassination, where Tommy executes a daring infiltration, the climactic bank robbery with Polly, a desperate final act for a life beyond crime, and the sheer excitement of the garage shootout, a sequence designed to get your blood flowing. Also unforgettable is the rain-drenched countryside shootout, which seamlessly transitions into an incredibly action-packed chase sequence, pure unadulterated shooting bliss. The Gentleman's Club mission also stands out. Beginning with an intense confrontation and shootout across its various floors, this seamlessly transitions into an exhilarating escape fighting off police from the rooftop. And just when you think it's over, it culminates in another climactic shootout within a church. This is arguably my favorite mission in the entire game. Absolutely stunning.
What have you done? Murder in the house of God!
These men were criminals, Father. Thieves. Rapists. Killers.
And undoubtedly, the powerful ending, where Tommy's journey culminates in his demise, yet fulfills his deepest desire, safeguarding his family.
Remember that money, jobs, even best pals will come and go. But family is forever.
Not a single moment in this story feels wasted. I was completely engrossed throughout and genuinely wished for more. Replaying the game this time around truly deepened my appreciation, surpassing even my initial experience. Ultimately, Mafia Definitive Edition delivers a narrative that resonates deeply. It's a profound everyman story, dissecting themes from hate to love, loyalty to betrayal, and camaraderie to family. It's the compelling chronicle of a man's passage through life's central conflicts, and it will surely be cherished and analyzed for generations as a landmark achievement in interactive storytelling.
Go get him, Tommy!
Let's touch briefly on the gameplay. There isn't much to say here, as its primary purpose is to facilitate the story and keep the narrative flowing. It's not meant to stand out on its own, but there are some interesting findings. I will separate the gameplay of Mafia Definitive Edition into 3 distinct parts: driving, gunplay, and add-ons. By add-ons, I'm referring to the more straightforward mechanics like stealth and hand-to-hand combat, which I'll discuss together. Let's start with driving. My initial impression was of an unwieldy and clunky system. Yet, with continued practice across various vehicles and during high-stakes chases, I developed a profound appreciation, culminating in outright admiration. This system champions realism over arcade sensibilities, a clear departure from what one might expect from GTA, for example. The driving is truly exceptional, demanding a measured and purposeful approach to every turn. This genuine challenge is what makes it so compelling. Each car offers a fresh set of dynamics and unique weight. You must carefully manage your speed, accelerating and deaccelerating precisely to navigate corners without alerting the vigilant neighborhood police. Given the significant amount of time spent driving in this game, it's remarkable that I felt excited every single time I was behind the wheel, thanks to the consistent, genuine challenge it offers. The motorcycle also presents a significant challenge. It demands proper attention and has a steep learning curve, which I genuinely appreciate. I wish the motorcycle was more involved in the story. Except for one scenario, we didn't see much of it. Moving on to the gunplay. It's pretty good, if somewhat basic. As a self-confessed fan of cover-based shooters, I admit my bias, but the game executes this style effectively. Visually, it's quite pleasing, with satisfying smoke effects, impactful explosions, destructive environments, and a genuine kick to the guns. This system often brought to mind Red Dead Redemption 2's shooting mechanics, with one significant difference: bullets are incredibly scarce here. This scarcity adds a layer of tactical consideration, often absent in similar games. What truly stands out is the distinct feel of each weapon. Pistols, for instance, are superb for precise headshots and longer range engagements. Shotguns, conversely, are devastating at close quarters. The Tommy gun, however, occupies the perfect middle ground, feeling incredibly satisfying to wield. It's a universally praised weapon, and those familiar with the original game will undoubtedly appreciate its visceral impact even more than I do. I constantly found myself gravitating towards the Tommy gun during combat. It truly feels like a way to blow off steam. While throwables like Molotovs and grenades are present in the gunplay, they're few and far between, and the game doesn't encourage their use much. As for the add-ons I mentioned, both stealth and hand-to-hand combat fall into the meh category. Stealth largely involves navigating levels and executing awkward takedown animations with a simple Q button press. There's not much depth to it. Its sole purpose is to facilitate story progression. Similarly, hand-to-hand combat is a button-mashing affair. You repeatedly press Q, and when an enemy retaliates, a quick-time event requires you to hit the left alternative button. While undeniably basic, I understand their functional role within the game's broader design. Alright, Mafia the Definitive Edition. This replay truly deepened my appreciation even more than my initial playthrough at launch. I've grown to value Hangar 13's relentless commitment to perfectly and meticulously realizing Lost Heaven's time and place. What stands out most is how every component of the game singularly serves the narrative above all else. And the pacing, that's what truly blew me away this time. We play so many linear action-adventure games today that feel bloated and prolonged, but Mafia Definitive Edition feels just right, upholding its production value throughout. It's the perfect game length. The game truly embodies everything I love in a video game. It's short, it's third person, it tells a phenomenal story with great characters, boasts a setting and presentation to die for, and features perfectly serviceable gameplay. With that, I eagerly anticipate continuing this journey, jumping into Mafia 2 and then Mafia 3 as we build towards the release of Old Country. If you enjoyed this video and want to catch my upcoming analysis of the subsequent games in the series, please consider subscribing. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the game. Drop a comment below and let's get a conversation going. Thank you for your time. Rax Plays, signing off.
Bastard's daddy doesn't even know it yet.
He knows it now.
Yeah, pal. That'll do it.